We sure ain't worried about you. We got more important issues.
Wow, what a welcome into. We've already declared this Josh Heupel's biggest game. I don't know if you believe that or not, but we've already declared it. What an intro, though. It fires me up.
It gets me going, yeah. Levi Ogle, appreciate y'all. Appreciate you recording that and getting that to us. It means a lot. So we're excited to use that going forward.
Yeah, sorry, I think your mic was muted. That's my fault. Levi Ogle.
Yeah, Levi.
Ogle. Yeah, that's a good start to. This is kind of our start to game week because Sunday we recap. We go on Chase Thomas's show on Wednesday. We recap, but now we're here, so it's officially Florida week, and you know what I watched today.
What'd you watch?
Well, I've actually watched it 3 times this week, but somebody saw me post about it was probably 5 or 6 years ago how it doesn't feel like Florida week without Mama Howard. Shout out to South Knoxville people.
Yeah.
Without Mama Howard singing "I'm a Gator Hater" on CTV, and they got a video of her singing it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. So I watched it. Got me fired up as always. It also made me wonder where are the coupon books. I guess it's too late now because it was normally a September game. That was a coupon kickoff. So if you have kids in Knox County schools, you're trying to raise money via coupons. Unless they have also been affected by inflation, I'll buy one.
I spent my whole lunch break today watching 2016 and 2022 highlights of Tennessee beating Florida. So I'm all in. I'm back.
They didn't have the other ones on YouTube yet.
Yeah,
they're too old.
Yeah, the other ones weren't there yet. But yeah, that got me fired up. I'm ready to be back in Neyland, ready to win. Hopefully this team is too. I mean, it's
got to be.
It's been a month since they played here. Get me fired up. This is a playoff game.
Yeah,
and I think by saying that we're giving Florida a little bit of credit.
Which it's not so much what Florida's done or will do, or well, maybe will do.
It's what Tennessee's got to do, though.
Yeah, and my playoff hopes they're put back on the shelf. Like I just, not that I don't think they can. I think it's a lot harder. Like let's not pretend.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder. So I'm not so much worried about that, but I want to see this team bounce back. I was kind of looking at last year. And I've got some questions for you, and then we've got a special guest on tonight that who knows what it's like to beat Florida, knows what it's like to be a part of good Tennessee teams. But like, how does this team respond? We were pretty disappointed in the 2023 season, but they didn't really lose a game they weren't supposed to. And yeah, looking back, probably should have beat Florida on the road. But in terms of Vegas favoring them, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. Do you remember them losing a game they weren't supposed to?
I mean, I think we were definitely favored against Florida, right?
I thought we were underdogs on the road last year.
I think so. I think we were favored.
Okay.
I don't know about how much, but
okay. Well, then that's one. So I was thinking about how we bounced back from that, and we went on a 3-game winning streak. One of those was a smaller school, I think, Austin Peay. One of those was Austin Peay, but then you had South Carolina, which was a good bounce back from 2022 as well. You beat A&M, who was a tough opponent for you, and Tennessee kind of played a different ball game in that. And then they go on the road and lose to Alabama. That ended that. So I do wonder like what this bounce back will look like from a loss that was not supposed to happen on the road.
Well, I read something today in 52 meetings or 52 years. I think Tennessee has played Florida, I think 8 times after a loss, and we've lost every single time. So, streak breakers, breaking the streak on Saturday. I think that's just a while. I don't know why 52 years was the year where they capped it off, but that seems like a lot. So I think this is about bounce back game for I think a lot of people. Josh Heupel, number one. I mean, he flat out got out coached against Arkansas.
Absolutely.
So it's. I mean, Sam Pittman was on the hot seat, I guess. I think Billy Napier is even more on the hot seat. I mean, this Florida team comes in; they have nothing to lose. Honestly, like they got a 5-star quarterback that they're not playing. I mean, who the heck knows where he ends up if Billy Napier's fired, and I don't know who they go after. Honestly, that place. I think they're 37th right now in recruiting. So, I mean, things are not going well in Gainesville. So, I think they come in with a chip on their shoulder. And obviously, like, they watched that Arkansas game and thinking, like, hey, we can do the same thing.
Sure.
And they were supposed to beat us last year, and we, basically took them to the woodshed with Graham Mertz, which is not great.
No,
pretty
it
awful.
It wasn't a great performance.
And I want revenge for myself, so they should too.
Sure, and I do appreciate, before we go to this break, I do appreciate that you followed in line with my morning. I appreciate you wearing black for the second show in a row.
There you go.
I am wearing black. I did say they might have Tennessee on it, and this shirt I'm wearing does today. But, yeah, I'm in mourning. I will be wearing black in Section L, which is – I'll stand out. That's fine. And it's not so – I want to be clear. It's not about this Tennessee football team. It's just about I'm mourning that I'll never get to go to a Tennessee away game again because I can't. I can't do that to the team. I can't do it to myself. It is what it is. But we're going to go to a short break here. We will be right back. This is More Important Issues on Fan Run Radio.
Home run, slam dunks, give him six. Boys at MII, they got your big orange face. All year long is the place to be to hear some balls for life talking Tennessee. You can hate us if you want, but we sure ain't worried about you. We got more important issues.
Well, welcome back into More Important Issues here on Fan Run Radio. No, I mean, that song is electric. I love that. I feel like our name it's weird. It's obscure. I tell people that all the time. We have to explain the story, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I love that it seamlessly fits so well. Shout out to Levi to seamlessly fit a kind of strange name into a song about a radio show about Tennessee sports.
Yeah, that's not easy to do. So, yeah, shout out for him for doing that.
Artist, musician, and magician.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty sick. And I've told people I think we're getting too big for our britches. So thank you for just feeding the ego mania over here. I appreciate it.
Head can't fit through the door. Guys, go check out our good friends at Roback. Use Roback.com. Use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off your first purchase. Again, 20% off your first purchase using promo code More Important Issues. They have the best clothing, polos, hoodies, joggers, Q-zips. They got some women's wear. They got it all. So go check them out. Again, use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off your first purchase on Roback.com.
Love it. Love Roback. I shout out to Roback. I've already got a Christmas gift because of them. So
Okay,
make
yeah,
sure you
like
guys
that.
get your early shopping in, get it done. I did introduce everyone in the studio, so I guess I'll do that real quick. I'm Caleb, always with me, Landon, and we've got old Deuce, little Deucey, a.k.a. in the Brave stuff. All Brave stuff, or is that just?
All Brave stuff, trying to break a trend.
Yeah, well,
You got me.
Are
man.
yeah,
y'all
no,
still-
you're on.
Y'all still playing?
No, no,
I
they're
know.
not.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I've been wearing nothing but Vols stuff, so I had to switch it up. Coming off of a nail, but I'll be in orange starting tomorrow.
Love it.
Is that what section you're in? Are you in orange?
It doesn't matter what section I'm in. I'm wearing the orange Casey Clausen.
Well, that's a good. I mean,
I don't even look.
road dog.
You're so much. You're just a better man than me that like you're gonna stick with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting to the point that it's so faded that it probably could go orange or white. But yeah, regardless, I'm
Like a
wearing
pink.
the Clausen jersey.
Okay, I like
I
that.
absolutely love it. I lost my train of thought when. I don't want to talk too much baseball, but and maybe we can get it. Tell me yes or no, and then we'll get into it later. Was that a fake article, or the Yankees really gonna put a retractable roof on Yankee Stadium?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't.
Probably a
hear
fake
that.
article. Okay,
Okay.
cool. We'll talk about it later.
I didn't hear about that.
I want to talk Florida. We talked about it being a big week. They have a quarterback that just tore apart Tennessee last year. They had a team that came in here with a first rounder and struggled and kind of had to do everything in the book. Everything that they've ever written about football, they had to try to even have a chance to beat Tennessee and fell short. I expect a similar, because you talked about it, Billy Napier, very much coaching for a job right now. In this day and age, very much coaching to keep players around, keep the transfer portal as empty as possible. So, yeah, I think this presents – they love beating Tennessee too. Florida fans can say, oh, it's not a rivalry, whatever they want to say. Florida players, Florida coaches, Florida fans, they love beating Tennessee. And I'm not trying to – this is their Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. But this is a big game for them, just like it is for Tennessee.
And like Tennessee has all the pressure. I mean, after losing that one to Arkansas, I think still if you win that game at Arkansas, there's still a lot of more pressure on Tennessee than there is Florida. But like,
Well,
it,
definitely, yes. I agree.
it is an extreme amount of pressure on Tennessee because this is like you lose this game, college football playoff is over.
Yeah.
Like it's done.
Well, and I think that's so. I agree. There's more pressure on Tennessee's. It's what we've talked about with Napier, kind of coaching for his job, and this wouldn't necessarily save it. I don't think losing to Tennessee would lose it necessarily. I think there's more. If they haven't fired it by now, there's more season to play out.
Yeah.
But I think there's more pressure on this Tennessee team, more pressure on Billy Napier as the coach. Versus
It would be
Heupel.
really cool to be the final nail in the coffin, though. That would be awesome. Like, you beat them so bad, they're like, yeah, done. I mean, this guy's losing to Tennessee now. I mean, we have the worst coaches in history.
He's already lost to Tennessee. Don't.
That's true. That's true. And that was a strike, I feel like.
Okay.
For this could be strike 3. I don't know what the second strike was, but there's another one in there somewhere, I'm sure.
Pick one.
Yeah.
It was the shark. I saw the picture he posted.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was strike 2.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with Florida coaches just humping sharks. It's weird.
It's got to be easy to get access to them. I mean, they just kind of show up.
well, now,
inland.
like, with the hurricane, yeah,
Yeah.
they're in the streets.
It's got to be pretty easy.
Yeah.
I want to say,
Thug
I feel, what would you, I'm not saying do what Jimmy John's guy and or Jim McElwain did, but which animal,
And Billy Napier.
and Billy Napier, which animal would you rather be in close quarters with, shark or alligator?
Oh.
I think shark.
I think a shark, yeah.
They kind of seem like pansies.
Well, I feel like I could just get out of the water. Alligator doesn't matter.
You're in close quarters.
So does that mean in the water?
It-
Can I be close
think-
quarters out of the water?
No. I
Okay.
think that's automatic upper hand.
Okay.
But alligators are better in the water too, but we can put them on land for this scenario.
Yeah, I think I have a better chance of fighting a shark than a.
I've heard the rumor that if you hit them on the nose, they'll pretty much run away from you. That seems soft to me,
Yeah.
which I hope is the case for this Florida team. And I feel like they haven't been. It's either been a blowout in their few wins, or maybe not a blowout, but a win, I guess I should say, in their favor, or a loss against them. They haven't had their backs against the wall. I don't know how this team responds. I don't know if they've all agreed that Napier's gone, or if they're, hey, this is our coach, we're fighting for his job. I'd like to find out. Put their backs against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I think it's down to like 13.5, 12.5. You're two score favorites.
Is it really?
A show I listened to today said 12.5. I don't think that's accurate. But I know yesterday,
Why are my
2
cash-
days ago, I think it was 13. It had already gotten down to 13 or 14.5. But everyone's taking Florida. Everyone's taking Florida with the points, and I don't blame them. This is a game. I think it's tough, and we'll get into score predictions. Until Tennessee shows me they can score, and you have, if you don't score on this Florida defense.
Oh yeah, they're atrocious. I mean, they've given up 550 yards on the ground in their 2 SEC games.
Yeah, they're kind of like Tennessee, where their bad games have balanced them out to make them not look as bad. But yeah, they're not.
And
good.
is that why the line is higher? Because like any normal season, no matter what these teams look like, it's not that big of a difference. Is it just because like the one thing Tennessee can do on offense is run the ball, the one thing Florida can't stop or looks like they don't know how to defend at all is running the football?
I think that's a huge part of it. I think another big part of it is Tennessee looked just as a. I mean, it was my assumption, so I'm not calling anyone dumb for it. I think it was everybody's assumption the Oklahoma game was an anomaly that Tennessee adjusted. And listen, they may have. But right now, what I know after the Arkansas game, that they didn't adjust. They just got stifled. But I think that line came out. You're not going to see a huge jump in Vegas because they're looking at a lot of different stuff. And one game, especially a week before, isn't going to entirely change it unless there's huge injuries or something. Mm-hmm. So I think Tennessee just looked like their offense looked like a different football team. But I think you're right that the rushing game I think that's a much bigger part of it, yes.
Yeah. Well, then last week they looked like they could stop anybody. It was UCF, I get it. But they did only give up 108 yards, and they gave up, 300 to Mississippi State and around that to Texas A&M.
The Mississippi State, just 28 points is alarming.
That's a bad defensive performance.
That's one thing, and that's one thing I don't love about this game is I feel like Tennessee can score points and look better than last week very easily. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think they have to do a ton to look better than last week against this Florida defense.
I agree.
And that just doesn't make me like I don't know unless you just win humongous and your passing game looks better and your defense isn't giving up a bunch of big plays. I don't think I'll feel, and that's still, I mean, it's not like Florida hits on a ton of big plays.
Yeah.
That's still, like, I don't know if I'll feel better going into Alabama. I don't know what kind of win it would take to make me feel better about going into Alabama. Now, I've said it. Alabama, as good as they are, there's a lot of bad in that football team. They're not a juggernaut.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be crapping my pants come Saturday night for sure. Probably all day, honestly. I just get that nervous, but I mean, I get that nervous against UTC, but Florida's just it's a different game. It's a different rivalry. I think this atmosphere. I think with us getting that many points, it just kind of goes to show how good of an atmosphere Tennessee is. It's kind of like Death Valley. Like I don't think there's any way that LSU should be close to Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss has played a bad game, but other than that, I mean, they kind of dominated South Carolina, who has looked better. But it's Death Valley at night. Like, you're not going to go against LSU.
For sure. Well, we're going to talk a lot more Tennessee throughout this show. Stick with us on the other side of the break. We've got VFL Gator Killer, Jabari Davis, coming up. We're going to talk all about Florida, talk about this Tennessee team a little bit. Stick with us on the other side of this break. It's More Important Issues here on Fan Run Radio. Back in two more important issues here on Fan Run Radio. We've got a very, very special guest, a guy who knows a little something about beating Florida. It's Jabari Davis. Jabari, thank you for hopping on. Well, I may have messed that up. Okay. Landon, take us to keep us going.
We'll get him back on here in a second. I think the main thing about this game is Tennessee's just got to get back to doing what they do, and that's moving the football efficiently, quickly. There's just a lot of stuff that Tennessee needs to fix offensively, and I think with looking at Florida's defense, it looks like that's something you should be able to do, but we'll see. We will see. I think, and I know a lot of people are just like, oh, Nico this, Nico that. I mean, I don't think it's Nico.
I don't think it's all Nico, but I think he's a big part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't think it's necessarily, even when I say it's all Nico, or it's some of Nico. I think it's also, we talked about this a lot, especially on Sunday. It's a lot of the coaching decisions. And I don't know if how limited he's being in running the football. I don't know exactly all that, what they're telling him, but they got to give him more opportunities.
Yeah, and you got to protect him. That is a huge part of everything. You want to get a freshman quarterback comfortable. You got to be able to protect him. That's the main thing. We got a special guest back on, Jabari Davis. Everybody, Jabari, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
How are you?
Man, I am a busy man, man. I'm driving right now.
Okay. Well, appreciate you giving us the time. I know this is this week especially is the biggest week probably of the year for you, and has been since the early 2000s. How what do you have going on this week?
Man, so much stuff, man. We have a VFL social, a Beat Florida VFL social event that we started a couple years ago, where we invite some of the fans that never been to our charity events to get out, understand what we're doing with sports and education with our camps and our reading program and mental health stuff. Get a chance to meet and greet some of who's who in the ball world, from the former players to the current national champion baseball players to different athletes that play for UT. We fundraise with our charity, have a great cocktail, talk about Tennessee, Florida, talk about the great things that we got going on the Hill. So just a lot of fun for a lot of the fans that can attend our bigger events that we have in the spring. We offer this event for them to just have a little fun with us during the football season.
Okay. I like that. And you mentioned today that you are going to be the legend of the game on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
When did you find that out, and how big of an honor is that for you?
I found that out a couple of days ago, and it's a huge honor to be recognized from your university that you love and cherish so much, that you put in 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears with your brothers and with so many wonderful people, man, to help us be the best football team that we can be. And it's just an honor, man, very humbling. Recognition. Somebody like myself, man, I never get really caught up on accolades and things like that. But, this is going to be special and very special because it's one of the games where I had a lot of success and had a lot of great memories being a great UT football player.
Yeah, that's going to be an absolutely electric start to the game. It's always good when the legend of the game has a tie to that rivalry or that opponent or whatever it may be. Does it make you feel? Are you starting to feel a little old now when they're calling you like, "Hey, you got to come back for that," or has that ship long sailed? Have you? You talked about the blood, sweat, and tears. You probably wake up some mornings from some hits and feel that way anyways.
Man, I feel old when I get around the young guys and I start talking about memories, and those guys weren't even born yet. So, I'm talking about, the 2001 season, when 9/11 happened and we had to move the Florida game back to after the Vanderbilt game, talking about the 6 overtime game versus Arkansas, or talking about some of my teammates that are legendary guys and NFL Hall of Famers, and those kids are like, who? Y'all did what? What's that guy's name? And I'm like, damn. Like, I forgot these kids are 19, 20, 21, 22 years old, and you look back in time, there was that's when, things were happening, when these guys were just born, or, they were like fresh out of the womb when those memories happened in those great moments. So those guys have access to educate themselves on the greatness of UT football by going to YouTube and getting on the internet and reading about some of the guys that we played with that represent us in the the Legends of Tennessee organization.
Yeah, do some research, young fellas. And you mentioned the young guys. There's a really good one at running back this year, which is the position that you played at Tennessee. And that's Dylan Sampson. What have you seen from him so far this year? And, is he kind of the guy you're keeping an eye on for this Florida matchup?
Man, I see an unbelievable competitor, a guy that's a warrior every time he steps on that field, a guy that's our heartbeat of the team right now, a guy that is needed for us to be successful on so many phases of the game. I mean, I look forward to going on YouTube and Twitter and seeing his pregame chants and just him motivating the guys, man. He's one of the special ones that has a lot of respect on and off the field. I mean, that guy brings it, man. Just being around him working with us and working with the kids. He's even a better guy in the community than he is on the field. You guys got to see him motivating the kids. I mean, he's so inspirational. And when they see a guy of his stature go out and run the ball 20 times a game and run with great pad level and get to do some of the explosive plays that he's been making, is inspiration to some of the smaller other running backs that, are in high school or guys that are in middle school. Because my son is like 5'11", 180. And, when he gets around Dylan Sampson, when we do our camps and stuff, he's like towers over him. And I'm like, man, listen, you may be taller than that guy, but you ain't got the type of fighting dog in you that he has. But he's been bringing it, and I think for us to win this weekend, we got to have a monster game out of him.
Yeah, he seems to be the engine for this sports car that we want. We want it to be a sports car, at least for this team. Which I did want to get your thoughts as whether it be as a fan or whether it be as a guy who has a lot of experience at Tennessee, knows a lot about the game of football. What are your opinions of this team as they head into Game 6 of this season?
I think we're still, have a lot to play for, man.
Mm-hmm.
That one game is an indicator of what this football team has up and what they have for grabs, man. I think we can still be a very successful SEC championship quality team and be a college football playoff team. Last weekend was a lesson learned for everybody. When you hit adversity, what do?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to sit and mope and make excuses and complain, or you're going to get up and you're going to fight, or you're going to get things turned around. So I think we're still in good shape. From last weekend, the only thing that made last weekend feel a lot better for everybody was the Vanderbilt loss to was the Alabama loss to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
That made us sleep a little bit better at night.
Yeah, you don't have it.
That our hearts broken.
Someone's always got it worse than you,
we
right?
had our hearts broken. Yeah, just having your hearts broken against Arkansas, but Arkansas has always played us tough, even when we played them, man. Like 6 overtime. Then in 2001, we played them, and it went down to the wire at that game as well. So, anytime you play in Arkansas, man, they're gonna come to play. So, I think, man, we just got to flush the negativity out. We got to get back focused. Hopefully, we had a great week of practice, and let's get ready to stump a mud hole in these Gators.
Oh yeah, I like that. How much easier do you think it is to like get up off the mat, if you will, after a loss when you know like college football playoff is still on the table, very much on the table. Whereas like when you played, it was like you lose a game, like that could be it. Like your chances of winning a national championship are pretty much gone. You know, how much easier is it, you know, when you have so much left to play for?
You know, it's a lot easier. I mean, you're still hurt, but
Yeah.
you got to move on. I mean,
Sure.
all the spring and summer training and preparation, I mean, you want to go undefeated. I think every team goes into the season wanting to win every game. That is always the mindset. But, you know, when you play SEC football, man, you know, you just got to be locked in and you got to get ready to go. So you can't, like I said, look in the past and mope around, man. You got to come ready to go Monday through Friday. Because if you want to have a great game on Saturday, it's all about what you do at practice. You know, you play the way that you practice, and you tune everything up, man. You tune up the mistakes, learn from the mistakes, watch film, be disappointed, and say, hey, I can't let this happen this weekend. It is a home game. It is, you know, an opportunity for us to build some confidence back in this program, build some positive energy around this fan base and for our fans, and get us rolling through these hard trenches that we're going to have to fight in these next couple of weeks in October. So I'm excited to see the guys, you know, stand up for the challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this could be a huge kind of precursor for Alabama just from an environment standpoint. If things kind of go the right way, this could set the groundwork for what you have late October, November. Tennessee's not really away from home, except for one game now. So this could be a really good kind of launching point. I'm excited. I feel like they could, should respond really well. It hurts a little more knowing you could have won it, but it also is a better feeling, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we come out and we take control of the game, and we, you know, we play lights out on offense, we move the ball around like we need to. Everybody knows when you play Florida, man, the running game is so critical.
Right.
I think they've been having a difficult time stopping the run. Anyway, we got two proven backs that have shown over the last couple of weeks, man, that they can break one at any time. I think this opportunity is also great for Nico to, you know, utilize his legs more, get him some, you know, some plays where he can do some quarterback keeps like he did in the bowl game, since they have a problem stopping the run. I mean, we got three guys that can go. So we got to get, you know, a lot of opportunities in our run game. And defensively, man, let's do what we've been doing. Let's get to the quarterback, make it a lot easier on our back end to get some bad throws, get some interceptions. And I think we got some great linebackers with Carter and Peely that can, you know, stuff ball carriers in the hole and can run sideline to sideline and make big plays on third down. So it's a great opportunity. This is a must-win for us. Checker Neyland, you know, anytime we have Checker Neyland, that just gives you more juice and more fire to go out there and get it done. And it's, you know, Neyland at night, man. You can't beat that atmosphere that we're going to have. Everybody's going to be fired up. It's going to be electric. And it's going to be a legendary moment for us to get this football team going in the right direction.
Absolutely. You kind of started to answer my last question here. You started to fire me up a bit. You're in the pregame huddle. You actually mentioned Dylan Sampson, kind of him talking to the team there as warm-ups conclude. Whether you're in the team huddle or you're in the locker room before the Maxims are read, what is Jabari Davis saying to this team? How are you getting them ready for Florida?
Well, you know, I got to be PG. Because if they wasn't there, it'd be a lot of cuss words. And grabbing people's face masks, banging on the lockers, hitting people with my shoulder pads, you know, just your old school way that you can be fired up before the cancel culture and people think that you're having a mental breakdown or something is wrong with you. So, you know, I'm old school, man. But, yeah, I just want guys to just live in the moment, man. You know, go out there, play with passion, play with pride, play with purpose, Play fast, play smart, play physical, play disciplined. Don't play with a lot of emotion. Control your emotions. I mean, be emotional, but control your emotions. And go out there, man, and let's do what we do. Man, let's have fun. Let's put on the show. And let's, Florida, dude, let's get Billy Napier a red carpet exit to be fired after we get done facing us, man. Let's put up a 50-piece, even though I know, my prediction is not really in the 50-point area. But, man, if we go out there
It'd be fun.
we control the first half, control the second half, man, to just do what we do, man, we'll be singing and dancing in that locker room and everybody be outside trying to figure out what bar we're going to celebrate and what cigar we're going to smoke to get ready for Bama games. So going into Bama game, it feels different to play Florida around this time of the year, man. To be looking around and see pumpkins and see the trees changing different colors. It's always around Bama time, but for us to be playing Florida right before Bama, what a feeling and what a momentum change and shift and excitement and positivity it will be going into Bama. You need all of that going into Bama. You need to feel good about yourself. You need to get that juice flowing, get yourself fired up, man. So it's a golden opportunity.
Yeah, and you talked about hanging 50. If Tennessee does hang 50, I think you're right about this being Billy Napier's last sighting as a Gator. And hey, if they do it, I'll buy his commercial ticket out of Knoxville. If they leave him at the on the tarmac, I got him. He knows where to find me.
Yeah, we have the talent, man. Florida's not a better team than Oklahoma.
No.
They're not a better team than Oklahoma. So, like I said, let's learn from the mistakes. That's why the coaches make the big bucks. Get these things fixed, get the offensive line fixed. Let's see what's going on with our tackle position. Let's make some adjustments. Let's move some guys around. Man, you got to coach to win. You got to coach to win. You got to figure out a way to put together a successful game plan for us to win. Can't coach scared, can't coach conservative. Let your playmakers make plays. I know we got a lot of guys injured right now that we don't want, but, hey, that's the reason we recruit 4 and 5 stars. I want to see some of these up-and-coming freshmen, these wide receivers, go out there and lay it on the line. My junior year, that was the year Brent Smith caught that ball in the swamp. He was a freshman. Jason Swain stepped up in the Florida game in 2003 and made some big plays. Man, we always had freshmen that have stepped up. Eric Ainge, his freshman year, man, he led us to victory. Made a whole bunch of big plays that game. So which freshman is going to step up? Is it going to be Mike Matthews? It'll be Boot Carter? Is it going to be the next up-and-coming star? But one of these freshmen on this football team is going to have to make some big plays offensively and defensively.
Yeah, hopefully it could be a redshirt freshman too, and Nico, that'd be cool if he's the MVP of this one. Jabari, this has been awesome, and I think this is like the 3rd year in a row we've had you on during Florida Week, so we really appreciate the time. You kind of talked about playing Florida and Alabama, and these are the games that you come to Tennessee to play in. Like, you want to play in these rivalries. And when you play at Tennessee, you hate those teams. Like, you despise Florida and Alabama when you put on that orange uniform. What is the one thing about Florida that you just hate? Now, I know there's a lot of them, but what is the one thing that you just hate?
It's just Florida. I love the vacation to Florida. You know what I'm saying? But it's just their people. It's the fan base. It's the rivalry. Every person that I've gotten into it with, from road rage to Little League football games to people in general, by the time I see that dude got a Florida tag or this person got a Florida hat on, I should have damn known. That's a freaking Florida fan. It's just like, I don't have problems with anybody, man. But the very few people I have problems with, they always end up being Florida fans.
Yep.
So I think that's a lot of it, and it's just the cockiness. They ain't really won nothing since the Urban Meyer days, and they got, all this, they just think they're all that and this
Yeah.
and that, and they kind of taking control of the rivalry over the past 20 years. Because me coming up, I didn't see that, because we were kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like that run has gave them all the balls to just feel like they can just talk any way to us, treat us any way, and the football team weren't really showcasing what they can do, and it's just been pounded on us for years and years and years and years. Trash talk and disrespect, and you just couldn't take anymore. That's what made that 2022 game so special, man, because we got that monkey off our back, and we got to get it back going. So I just think, man, it's just the attitude
Yeah.
that a lot of the players have and the fan base have, and the disrespect. Because one thing about Tennessee, we always show hospitality. We'll trash talk you, we'll get wild and crazy, but you have to start crap with us.
Sure.
My experience going down in Gainesville is that, the Florida fans are trash talking us for no reason. We ain't even doing that. They just go over there and just start gator chomping you, take your hat, knock your drink out your hand. I saw that last year hanging out at a tailgate. I'm like, damn, man, for real? I almost want to get beat up. So I think a lot of that stuff has added a lot of fuel to the fire.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've never seen a good-looking Florida fan either. Just
Yeah, I was with y'all, man.
yeah. Yeah.
I was with y'all.
Yeah, I've never
So
seen a
y'all
good
saw,
one.
Yeah, y'all saw what happened at that tailgate
Uh-huh.
we was at last year. Y'all seen all them dudes just acting crazy, man. Young college kids, granddads, old guys, just walking around, just gator chomping people, just trying to get in people's faces and stuff. And here we go. One thing starts to another. It's a brawl before the
There you go.
game.
Yeah,
We'll win that too. Saturday.
that's right. Jabari, really appreciate you hopping on, man. We love it every time. Appreciate you, not just once, but now twice. So officially friend of the show. We'll have to get back together
I
soon.
appreciate
But
it.
man, we appreciate all you do for the community, all you do for Tennessee athletics, and just carrying on your legacy. And excited to see you at the 50-yard line come Saturday night, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the support, like always, man. Proud of you guys for growing your brand into what it is now. So you guys got a lot of support and followers, and doing a great job on social media and just building it up the right way. So thank you again. Excited to be legend of the game and experience that with Vol Nation. And if anybody's coming in town tomorrow, they want to stop by our Beat Florida VFL Social. We still have tickets available until around 12 o'clock noon tomorrow. So so far we got Jamal Lewis, Travis Stevens, Josh Malone, Cedric Houston.
A lot of touchdowns.
We'll have a lot of guys coming in town.
That's a heck of a
That'll be
running back
stopping by,
room.
hanging out. Yeah, man. It'll be it's going to be a really nice vibe. I'm actually at the location now, dropping off a car full of bourbon. So I got to get all of this stuff out of my car so I can start setting up everything for tomorrow. So we're expecting about 100 people, and we're going to have a great time, and we're going to kick off Beat Florida weekend the right way.
Let's
Love
do
it.
it. Awesome. Thank you, Jabari.
Thank you.
Have a
Y'all
good one.
take care. See
See
y'all
ya.
this weekend.
Appreciate it.
That was VFL, now friend of the show, Jabari Davis. Love having him on. Appreciate his time. Guys, stick with us on the other side of this break. We'll be back. We'll talk a little bit more Florida. We'll talk some college football. We'll see you on the other side. Welcome back into the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. It's More Important Issues here on Fan Run Radio. Excuse me. Still previewing Florida. Can't quite recap it yet. We'll talk a little Week 7, Game 6 for Vols. Go through all that. Before we do so, Landon's got a good old special friend to tell you about.
Yeah, let's pay the bills. Big news to share today. Excited to be partnering with Autograph, a fandom company co-founded by NFL legend Tom Brady. Their new app, Autograph, gives diehard fans like you a one-stop shop for all the best fan content for your favorite team. Obviously, that's the Vols. And rewards you for doing what you're already doing as a fan. For example, you can listen to More Important Issues anywhere, but when you listen on the Autograph app, you earn coins that can be redeemed for amazing rewards, including free discounted and no-fee tickets, A-plus memorabilia and merch, and one-of-a-kind experiences. Download the Autograph app in the App Store or Google Play Store today for free and use referral code ISSUES. That's referral code ISSUES, the Autograph app, where your fandom lives.
I'm such a sucker for rewards programs.
Oh, dude.
Weigels, Food City.
Oh, dude.
I've
I don't
got
eat anywhere unless I got, like, something off.
What's the Dick's Sporting Goods one? What is it called?
The scorecard?
Scorecard. I'm not joking you. For the first time, it gets you nothing. I've had it since I was like 16.
Do you have
on
the
my
app?
phone number. No, does it get you stuff on the app?
Yeah, you get like $10 rewards like all the time.
I mean, I've had it on my phone number since I was 16. Gone to Dick's Sporting Goods a lot. For the first time ever, my sister went. She's like, hey, do you have a scorecard? I'll use your phone number. Yeah, I use it. And she's like, oh, you got $10 off. That's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah, you got to get that app, dog.
I don't shop there much anymore. But, I mean, between 16 and when that was really the only sporting goods store in Knoxville for a long time.
Yeah, I really didn't shop there, but I do like the new.
The new one down at the mall,
Yeah.
Dick's House of Sports.
Yeah,
is
that's a good
awesome.
one.
And then they've got the Going Gone, which rocks.
Yeah.
No free ads. Stop.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Going Gone. You can ignore that one. Dick's House of Sport. Good friend of the pod. Good friend of the show.
Great.
Shout out to them.
Yep.
All right, Tennessee, Florida. We didn't get into it too much there. I don't have just a ton in terms of like, hey, this is what Tennessee has to do, because I feel like it's still the same formula. For
It's
this
kind of
team.
self-explanatory of what
Yeah.
went wrong in Arkansas, of what Tennessee
Yeah.
needs to do better. Yeah, for sure.
Jabari did talk about kind of an interesting point in terms of where this game fell. So normally you're playing Florida either when you played Arkansas or a week before. And that game's just hard for Tennessee in terms of season outlook because it was such a tone setter because it's a big rivalry. It's Florida, who's normally a contender in the East, at least for the better part of those 20 years that Tennessee lost to them. So it was so difficult. It still has that same feel as a tone setter, but it's nice that maybe you got your hiccup out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because there were plenty of years in that 20-year run that Tennessee absolutely should not have lost to Florida. Last year's a great example. 10-9 is a great example. Was 10-9 the Will Muschamp year when he said he was so excited to see all these sad?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. I just couldn't remember. So I mean, there were some teams Tennessee should have beat in that run that didn't, and it kind of just really put a damper on the season. When you still had a ton, sure, national championship, but those teams weren't built for national championships anyways. But it still put a damper on the season.
I mean, the two best seasons Tennessee's had in, 15 years?
Sure, I mean 16 was ended. I guess 22 ended disappointingly too. But
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm saying like
You're right.
you beat Florida. Like there's so much in front of you after that.
No, I think it's
That
a huge
is
tone setter.
Yeah.
And then now you actually have Alabama immediately after, and then you have a big home stretch immediately after. Like, I mean, it's always been a tone setter. I think it even more so is this year. But hopefully you have that hiccup game that you normally trip up. It's Florida. Maybe you got it out of the way.
Yeah, hopefully. If it comes down to it, like financially, I probably would rather lose to Florida at home. But realistically, as a fan, I'd rather lose to Arkansas away than Florida at home.
Sure.
If we had to choose between the two, for sure, I'm picking Arkansas.
I'd take neither. I'd take that plane hitting the stadium. I don't wish ill on those skydivers because that was sick. You look at you run into this Florida team. You're like, all right, two quarterbacks. You know the old saying: you got two, you ain't got one.
Yep.
Do you think they actually do that every other drop, or it'd be essentially 2/3? is Graham Mertz.
Graham Mertz is going to play the majority of the snaps. I mean, Lagway is going to be in like when you remember when Tebow came in for what's his
So
name?
you don't think they're
it's not a 2-quarterback system.
Chris Leak. You don't think
Yeah.
they're so they've been doing the 2 drives, 1 drive, and that's what they said they were doing. But you think this is more like not wildcat sets because that was sort of the look with Tebow.
Yeah,
DJ
I think they're
Lagway
just
wouldn't be
playing
that
him
much.
because I mean he's.
But you don't think he'll get a full drive.
I doubt it. I feel
like
unless like things are going wrong, but if things are going good, why would you do that?
I mean, is DJ Lagway gonna make more mistakes? Probably because he's younger, but he's probably also a better quarterback than Graham Mertz.
Yeah, but I mean we've made Graham Mertz look really good.
Yeah, Graham Mertz, Heisman contender after Tennessee last year.
And like the good thing about this game is you know exactly what Florida's going to do. They're going to do exactly what Arkansas did.
True.
They're going to hit on
Why-
short stuff
if you-
because
Well, that's all they do anyways, but yes.
Right. Well, Graham Mertz is accurate, but it's hard to not be accurate when you're throwing 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, which we can't figure out how to do that. But I mean, maybe this week is the week where we decide to do it. But like that's all they're going to do. And why would you not? Because it
have
worked
to.
so well a week ago against
And
this
that's
team.
how you, if you can do that successfully, that's really the only way to take this defensive line out of the game.
Yeah.
And it may not remove them completely, but you at least limit a lot of their abilities. So I mean, yeah, you have to. It's what Tennessee's linebackers have to play a lot better in pass coverage. Tennessee's secondary has to play a lot better in zone coverage. Like it's you can't. It's hard to play man when you just have guys running drag routes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's virtually impossible when they can just do that all game and you have no inside leverage help. None. This is at least what it seemed like in that Arkansas game. I haven't been brave enough to rewatch it. If you have and you know better than
No,
I do,
I've not. But Tennessee does play a lot of zone anyway because,
Right.
I mean,
But I assume when Jermon McCoy's chasing Armstrong across the middle, looking for someone to just, I mean, that's someone should have been ejected for targeting at least once on one of those. Like earn your keep.
yeah.
That's a hospital. That should be a hospital ball.
Yeah, make it play. Make a play on the ball. I mean, I hate that we just kind of sometimes it seems like we just wait until they catch the ball and then
Hit them
decide
early.
to step
Earn
up.
a PI.
Yeah.
Make whatever receiver they tell is going to run a drag route. Make him think twice about how fast he's going to run over the middle.
Yeah.
Make him
And
look
Florida's
around.
getting a big boost. They get Eugene Wilson back, who was kind of their best receiver last year. So that, I mean, that's going to be a big. I mean, I don't know how healthy he will be, but he wasn't on the injury report. Hasn't played in the last 2 games, I think. That's going to be a big get for them, and I'm sure he's going to be the one that they're utilizing over the middle.
Right. And I don't want to dog this Tennessee defense too much because we talked about it on Sunday. You hold them to 19 points, you should be fine. But, I mean, I also – and I think this Tennessee defense is going to hold up well overall. Florida isn't a big play team. I'm not sure what their explosive rate looks like. I think explosive plays, if you categorize it, I think Arkansas had 7. Mm-hmm. And then also, I mean, you talk about Graham Mertz. What he was able to do last year was escape pressure, either get his eyes downfield, throw it, or escape pressure, get extra yards out of the pocket. I mean, Tennessee didn't let Taylon Green, a guy that's all he's done all year, do that. So does Graham Mertz throw dimes all day? Maybe. I just don't see him being able to use his legs much.
Well, I think Tennessee has to take some of that away. Like, you can't just let them just dink and dunk you all game long.
No,
like,
they have to, yeah.
make an adjustment. Like, if we're talking about Sunday night when we discuss, if it's the exact same game we saw at Arkansas,
We'll refund Tim Banks' apology tour tickets.
yeah, I mean, that's going to be tough because, I mean, it goes back to coaching. Like, you did not adjust
Right.
at all.
Right. I do have a stat of note. Florida, 4 of 8 on 4th down this year.
Okay.
Do they go for it? I'm setting the over-under at 4 times they go for it on 4th down. Over-under.
I think it's 3. I'm going to go under.
Under, they go, what are they? 2 of 3, 1 of 3, 3 of 3?
I think they're 1 of 3.
1 of 3.
Tennessee was good last week again on 4th down.
Yeah. Well, and it's, Florida's
Weren't good on 3rd down, but 4th down we were good.
I think they'll go for it a lot. I think it helped them, which they do have DJ Lagway, a guy that is more athletic than their starter. But I think it helped go for it on 4th down because 4th and short, you don't just have to hand it off to your running back and hope he gets the yards. They had Anthony Richardson to be creative with.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll go for it that many. Like, I don't know how many 4th down plays they have. It's not 8. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like they had it seemed like they were drawing them up on the field and they just had as many as they wanted last time they played Neyland.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at it like if I'm scouting Tennessee, the way Tennessee's moving the football, why would you go for it on 4th down? Honestly.
Yeah, don't put us in field goal range. We have a 12-year-old that will score.
Yeah. I mean, we won't let him kick, but if we do, he's making it. I'm being negative, and I hate doing that. I just need to get this Florida game over with and done, so we can get back to winning, and I can get back on the hype train.
Just remember, I didn't dog you for being negative.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the negative one, not me.
In fact, I celebrated it when you wore black.
I honestly, coincidence, didn't really mean to, but it happened.
Subliminally, he's in mourning.
Yeah, I don't even know it. That's the bad part.
I mean, Deuce is almost there. That's is that a blue or a gray you got on?
I think it's black.
I think it's black too. I think
No,
we're all on.
it's navy.
Okay.
That's close enough to black.
Yeah.
Are you in mourning?
Obsidian.
Dude, I'm so sad. I've been sad all week. The drive home on Sunday was terrible.
Yeah.
But I let the wife drive most of the way home, so
Oh,
it was a little
yeah.
easier. I got a little 3-hour nap in. She wasn't happy, but I was.
Dude, I'm so jealous of people who can sleep in the car.
Oh, I'm out. Like, give me a pillow. I'm out.
I'm so
Arm up.
uncomfortable.
Out.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Are you? Would you say? I mean, obviously it's not a couch, not a bed. I'm not. But you're comfortable. Like you're okay with it. You like it.
Yeah, I enjoy it. My neck hurts a little bit depending on how I sleep, but I mean, I would rather sleep on a couch than a bed any day.
It's fair. And I can sleep in a
crazy.
car, but it's usually like if in a 10-hour road trip, I might sleep for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I can't do it all day. I usually can't sleep on a plane. That 6 a.m. flight, your boy was out. It was nice.
I've never slept on a plane.
Did you wake up when you were landing, or did you?
I woke up a few minutes before. I was probably awake for like 15 minutes before we landed.
Oh, it'd be so nice to fall asleep and then wake up and you're there.
Yeah, it was only like an hour and a half flight, but if that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but
still,
still,
yeah.
for sure. Wish I'd fallen asleep before we took off. That would have been nice. But you can't win them all, I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of can't get them all, I mean, 0 sacks for Florida in 2 SEC games.
Oh, I didn't realize that. They have 10 on the season, I think.
Yeah, a
They've
lot of
only-
it came against Sanford.
That offensive line isn't great, but they've only given up 5 sacks.
But they are. Graham Mertz is like 77% completion percent. I mean,
He's just
getting it out.
yeah, that's true. Still,
You got. I mean, you don't really have any explosive play. I mean, Eugene Wilson is decent, but
it is crazy they don't have any explosive playmakers. You're right. It is crazy, though, that their 9 passing touchdowns are to 8 different guys. That's pretty wild.
yeah, spreading the wealth.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to throw the football to
But
someone.
I mean,
anyone.
that's got to be a huge boost for your offensive line, or I guess your protection in general. I keep saying offensive line like it was just them. Your whole pass pro was not good. Running backs, tight ends. There was times where the interior has kind of been like that. That's not a glaring issue, and usually if
It's almost always off the edge.
yeah. But that's a big thing for the tackles. Like their best edge rusher last year went to Ole Miss. I'm not going to try to say his name, but yeah. Went to Ole Miss, so they don't really have they got Sapp off the edge, I think, who has 2.5 sacks. But other than that, they don't have just dynamic playmakers off the edge. So, I mean, if you want a get-right game, offensive line, tackles, this is your get-right game. John Campbell, Lance Hurd, get right.
We're labeling it. Get right.
Get right.
Officially labeled. All right, score prediction. Game 6, week 7. Tennessee versus Florida. I think mine, I guess, is a negative prediction in the sense of, like, I see Tennessee winning this game. I see Florida covering. I don't see Tennessee scoring a lot of points. You got to prove it to me at this point that you can score against an SEC opponent. It's been limited. I've got 24-17 balls.
Okay. I haven't really thought about this.
Wow, I've thought about this all week. In the little downtime I've had.
In Florida's 2 losses so far, they have 5 turnovers. This is going to be a turnover game. I know we thought that against Arkansas. No one turned the football over, and we still lost.
Defensive touchdown?
I do think if Tennessee is able to get a couple turnovers, I don't think this. I think the spread is in jeopardy. I'll say that.
Tennessee could cover, which ESPN has it at 15. I at least saw 13.5 yesterday. If there's a defensive turnover, I think Tennessee could cover. It could be 31-17.
Okay. I like
Depending on what spread you get, I guess.
34. 34-13.
Deuce, where you at? What's the
42-17.
Oh my gosh. He wears number 7. Of course. He's a Gator killer.
That's crazy.
That would make up for last week. Dude, my work week this week, it even sucked.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, I'm depressed.
Oh, dude, I went into work Tuesday and I was like, I know what I'm going to get from people at work, and I couldn't wait for the day could not get over fast enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that, my stupidity on the whole, which boss at work, he didn't, I had to tell him about it. He was like, I wasn't even going to ask you. And I respected that. Other people, you're on my list. So, whatever. Well, I'm going with Deuces. I mean, I want to ride with Deuces.
Yes,
that's
sir.
That's what I want to
Get
do.
a little 40 burger, a little
Yeah.
40 piece,
Let's do it. Let's
sack full.
Let's put 42 up.
B2A. That's B2A.
B2A. Guys, we're going to talk week 7 of college football on the other side of this break. Stick with us. It's More Important Issues here on Fan Run Radio. Come back into the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. It's More Important Issues here on Fan Run Radio. I thought we were going to week 7 in college football. Landon said, no, that's not interesting enough. He has some more Florida for you, so talk to me, Goose.
Yeah, I do have some questions about this game that some people submitted. First one, who would have won that fight between Kamal Haddon and that Florida offensive lineman last year if they actually threw down?
Kamal seems like a scrapper, but
It's a big dude.
Offensive lineman,
Can't go to the ground.
you definitely can't go to the ground, but like they've got quick feet and quick hands.
Yeah, those hands are like bricks.
The worst people to fight, I think, offensive linemen before defensive linemen. Depending on the defensive lineman, but just across the board.
Sure.
Offensive tackle especially.
Yeah, Florida's got a big defensive lineman.
Yeah,
That big
but
dude,
I
Watson.
think that's like a situation. Bigger they are, the harder they fall, right?
Got to be.
Also, what's up with them just recruiting egregiously large humans in football and basketball?
I don't know.
Is he any good? The basketball player is not.
Well, they literally recruited him because they're like, the only person that can beat Rick Barnes is Zach Edey. So let's go get his brother.
Let's go get another guy who can't move.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, I guess for the sake of the show, we'll say Kamal, but no,
Okay.
probably not.
Yeah. Where's Ethan Davis? That's a great question.
Yeah, why'd you ask me that? If I knew, I would go rescue him myself.
They asked us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
ask me? If FEMA's not going to show up in North Carolina, let's at least get him find Ethan Davis.
Yeah. I mean,
That was a joke. I'm sorry. Probably going to start some conspiracy theories here. But go on.
I just think, like, he's your biggest threat in the passing game. You need to open up the passing game. I just don't understand why he's not been given more opportunities.
Yeah, is he that bad in pass protection?
I mean, he can't
Or
be
the
any
run
worse
game.
than anybody else.
No, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
So, I don't know. I'd like to see that. I just think that is, you mentioned it, I think, on Sunday, and it was like, if you're not going to go 4 wide receivers, that tight end has to be Ethan Davis.
Sure. Oh, they know we're going to pass the ball? Cool. We had to pass the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although maybe we should have ran it. I don't know. We couldn't clock manage, so it didn't matter, it turns out.
Right.
We managed it like we were running it and had no timeouts.
I think that the whole, knock on a timeout is more frustrating than run out of bounds with the ball. And that was super
Yes.
frustrating.
And I do have to take back my take of Josh Heupel plays NCAA. No one that plays NCAA leaves with that timeout. No one does that. So, nope, he doesn't play.
No,
I'm out on that take. I have a couple takes I have to rescind this podcast. That's one of them.
I call timeouts, that's the first thing I do is call timeouts. And then
Just when you get in the game, you're just like,
No. I mean, in a 2-minute drill, if it's a point where I need to spike or
Yeah.
go, I'd call a timeout.
Yeah. You got them. You got to use them.
Yeah. So use them, and then if you can be scrambling, but you want to keep yourself in it as much as possible.
If I was an AD, I would write into my head football coach's contract that if you lose a game by less than 7 and you're on offense and you leave the game with a timeout, every timeout you leave with is like $50,000 fine.
Yeah, I like that.
And I don't care if you couldn't have called a timeout, shouldn't have, whatever, then you have to decide, is this decision worth $50,000?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think I'm joking about that, actually. I think that should be written into contracts.
Yeah, let's get a lawyer on here and see if that's actually possible. Can we?
I think you can essentially write not anything. They have to. I mean, that you should be. Listen, I don't know a lot
Can
about
amend it,
contract law,
right?
but legal in the state of Tennessee. Okay.
Yeah. Next question. With Christian Harrison on the injury report, you see a lot more Boo Carter.
He's got to stay healthy.
Yep. Also, Squirrel White is injured, so we see Boo Carter punt return.
I feel like we kind of need to see Christian Harrison play, not necessarily start and play the majority of the snaps, but if you're going to put one of your few guys at the star position back at punt returner, I feel like there's got to be someone else ready to play there.
I got 1 year left. I might have one hit left.
Do you think you could go out and field a punt
No shot.
right now?
No. No. I think I would catch it. I don't think
That's
I would
what I mean.
do anything
You
with
think
it.
you think like right now we just took you out on a field and had Jackson Ross punt it to you? You think you could field it?
I think I would catch.
First try. Because I think you could warm up essentially, and by
I
the
think
end
I
of the
could-
day,
If I got 2 chances, I think I'd catch one of them.
not the first, or maybe the first.
I don't know. I
It's just-
don't think I would catch 2 in a row.
Especially coming from a guy that kind of already punts weird. So maybe from a jugs machine, first one you might have a chance.
See, I
but-
feel like his are easier to catch. Correct?
well, they just have weird flights. Is the thing.
Yeah, but it is like less in the air.
Sometimes where his help is a lot of his punts are end over end, like kickoffs, which are easier to catch than a spiral that turns over at you.
Yeah.
So yes and no, depending on the punt.
Mm-hmm.
I think though, in terms of like punts you've seen, I think you would have an easier time the first time seeing one off a jugs machine.
Okay.
I think anybody that's caught a punt before in their life and then did that would have an easier time.
I mean, no shot I'm returning. I'm definitely fair catching
Oh,
that thing as soon as it's off the foot.
Brother, I'm probably like doing one of those fake fair catches where I'm 10 yards away from it and try to get them to come over there, and they're like, dude, you're at the 40. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Just keep running toward the sidelines like you're going to catch it.
Yeah, get out of bounds where they legally cannot touch me.
I love that those, because like me, when I'm in my seats in Neyland, I see that and I'm just like, no way those people actually think he's running toward the ball. There's a lot of dumb people on special teams. Follow them.
I think what they need to start doing when they do that is don't call a fair catch, so they have to follow you,
Yeah.
right? Because if you fair catch it, they can then look up, find it, try to get to it. But if you don't call one, they've got to prepare to tackle you.
Do you think? I mean, like in college, like I think it at the Division II level is definitely the same as in high school, where you put your like most insane players on like punt coverage and kickoff and stuff like that.
You do on kickoff coverage. I think punt coverage, you do have to have some more football savvy guys, is the way I'll say it.
As like gunners, though, not really.
I think you want at least, if you have 4 gunners, you're going to probably have a guy on each side that's a little football savvy, can find the football,
Yeah.
can make the play going in the end zone. I think you want to have at least one on each side of a somewhat football savvy guy.
Yeah,
And then you
that's true.
you throw a headhunter in there for sure.
Yeah. Especially, kickoff is a big
Kickoff's
one.
headhunters.
Yeah, but who's the dumbest kids on our team? Let's put them on kickoff.
Yeah, and then you have like 2 football savvy guys on the field total.
Yeah, you have one guy who's obviously the safety, the other's
Yeah.
a kicker, and that's it.
Yeah,
Hopefully that kicker's a good enough athlete in high school where they can make a tackle if they need to.
sure. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah. Name one player we were talking about on Sunday that was the difference in the Florida game.
Name one player that we talked. Say it.
Name one player that we will be talking about on Sunday that is a difference in the Florida
I'm
game.
assuming we're going not name Dylan Sampson.
Yeah, probably. No, it's not good.
It's. I think you talked about it a lot with what this defense has to do. I think it's got to be a linebacker. I feel like I'm going to go with the most experienced, probably what we know as of today, most talented. It's Keenan Peely. Can he be effective in pass coverage? Can he make plays as running backs or quarterbacks are trying to get at the second level? I think he's going to be asked to do a lot more than just get in the backfield. Can he be that guy? If he is that guy, I don't know how much Florida scores on Saturday.
Yeah. I think with the injuries at wide receiver, I'm going to go with the wide receiver. I'm going to go Dante Thornton. I think he's been your big play threat. I think, like you're going to establish the run game and just utilize the best part of your offense.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, you're going to have to throw.
You have to. Or
So-
do you maybe run it?
And if Brew maybe, and if Brew McCoy or Squirrel White isn't out there, like who is that? It's got to be Dante up to this point.
Sure, but it also doesn't matter because you're going to run the dang ball, Bert.
Yeah. Running with Nico. Let's see them legs. I mean, it's baffling to me.
Have we considered getting Sandra Bullock to coach our offensive tackles?
You protect his blind side.
I'm the left tackle. Yeah, but imagine if you were the right tackle. Or sorry, imagine if you were the left tackle.
Yeah. Run the dang ball. Yeah, I think you got to use. I tweeted out the run against Iowa today. It's like I don't understand why that hasn't been utilized up to this point. But hey, it's time. No time like the present, they say.
There's not. There's absolutely not. Anything else for Florida, speaking of the present?
What's on the menu for the tailgate?
I don't know. I've got to figure out what I can bring. It looks like everybody's kind of ran with it, but I know we got some BBQ.
Yep, got some pork butts, got some hamburger sliders on the Blackstone.
Dude, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I saw mac and cheeses on there. I don't want to ruin my last. I haven't had mac and cheese since Friday. And that memory of the mac and cheese, I don't want to ruin that.
Can I like give you a little secret?
Sure.
Apparently, this guy that's cooking it like competes.
No, and I'm sure it's good, but it's the unknown worries me about what I know.
Okay.
I've had a lot of great. I don't know if that's the best mac and cheese I've had, but it's up there, and I don't want a chance because I'm never going to go back to Red
You
Door.
got some of that too, dude. We get back to the Airbnb. I mean, Deuce is like, yeah, I'm not that hungry. This man ate everything. Burnt pizza, cold. What was it?
The cold
it was-
barbecue mac
And nachos.
and
That
nachos.
rocks.
Raven just kept bringing me stuff. It's like
Had to clean out that
well,
fridge.
exactly. Yeah, we're not taking it home, so it's like somebody's got to do it.
Did you have a Rice Krispie treat too?
No, didn't have a Rice Krispie treat.
Okay.
But
You did have something else.
I went back to the bedroom, and Annie was going to sleep. I got up, went over to the couch, and ate half a bag of Nerd Clusters. Went straight to bed after that.
Okay.
Game
I was like,
changer.
You're
I
a,
knew
you're a
that-
sad eater is what it is. Yeah.
I am. I'm always sad, so I like to eat.
That's all the questions I got.
You agree though on the mac and cheese? Like it was that good? Like it's
Even
worrisome.
even cold. Excuse me. Even cold. That
Still-
was some of the creamiest mac I've ever had.
See,
We also talked about on the way up here. You don't have to do a lot to mac and cheese for me to be like, oh yeah, that was good.
No, for sure. You're right. But there is like an elite level of mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Sweet peas mac and cheese, it's elite.
That had like Mexican queso.
It was
dip.
amazing.
Yeah, whatever crackhead came up with like, hey, there's these noodles right here. I could just like melt some cheese on it. I love whoever that was.
Yes.
You think a crackhead came up with that?
I mean, it just seems like a poor. I mean, just like cheese noodles sounds like super. I don't know. It doesn't sound very
Okay.
sophisticated to me.
Maybe you're right. Yeah. I mean, I might try it, but if I get the feeling that I'm just never gonna go back to Red Door. Maybe I do go to Fayetteville one more time for Red Door, but that's it. That's the only reason.
Well, while we're on the topic of cheese, the grilled cheese place was pretty solid too.
Yeah,
Kind of.
And the pterodactyl.
pterodactyl.
It kind of shocked me. Everyone was like, "Good choice." I was like, honestly, just kind of the only place I could sit down in AC and eat,
Yeah.
and that's how I settled on it.
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled when I heard we were going to like a grilled cheese place.
I did
'cause,
not
like,
know it was also only grilled cheeses.
That's strange,
Yeah, that is.
but
weird.
it worked.
That's a weird business model. I
That
feel
was
like you could go
pretty
anything.
much my idea for a food truck, but they made it a restaurant.
Yeah, and I sobered up quick.
Yeah, all that bread and cheese really,
Quick.
really.
And pterodactyl.
And yeah, we'll have
Yeah.
to post that somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, on OnlyFans. But yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it.
Okay.
Come by the tailgate. It'll be good food, good time, good. We've got a ton of drinks left over from the golf tournament that will be there.
We also have a ton of drinks left over from Arkansas.
Oh yeah, that's right. I never paid for those. Whoops. Joel pay for them?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send him a Venmo tonight. Just be like,
You got it.
Thank you for
It's
your
got to
service.
be interest now.
yeah, I'm good. He never told me a price. To be fair, I don't know how much to send him. I got a little something in the Venmo account, so I'll send something over.
Okay. James Madison up. First leg of the parlay looking good.
Did you take the over?
I took James Madison to win.
Okay, good, because the over last week didn't hit, so then we don't play with that anymore. All my bets that hit early in the week, Thursday, Friday, and then early Saturday, looked really, really nice, and that all fell apart the moment Tennessee lost, and it was preluded by Tennessee fans chanting Vandy. which still is the most absurd thing I've witnessed at a Tennessee sporting event. And I've seen some crazy things.
Yeah.
I should have left right then and there.
You just knew. I do
I
love.
texted my brothers and I said, we're going to lose this game. 20 fans behind me in orange chanted Vandy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably a telltale sign. Obviously, good on Tennessee for making Jabari Davis like the
Yeah.
legend of the game. I mean, I don't know why it
It would
took
have
so
been
long.
real funny if it was Peyton Manning, a guy who never beat Florida.
Yeah, that would be something our old regime probably would have done. But this new one has, it seems like to have a good head on their shoulders.
Somewhat of a pulse on the scene.
Yeah.
I talked about Vanderbilt. Obviously, last week was really cool, and I talked about a take I needed to rescind. I was wrong. Vanderbilt's not the worst team in college football. I still think people are a little too. I think Alabama's just not who they used to be. I don't think it's a crazy take. In fact, Alabama's 21-point favorites over South Carolina this week. South Carolina's plus 1,000 to win. That seems like you sprinkle some just in case. Because you had an Alabama player literally pitch a fit on the field, and everyone's like, "Good, he has a standard." I'm like, "No, he was kicking and screaming like a toddler.
Yeah.
He wasn't just angry; he was too mad to form words, which doesn't tell me he's mature and can bounce back from that. Maybe he can, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, that Alabama defense is rough. It does not look good. And if they lose another game, I mean, that fan base is going to lose it.
Yeah, you can't. People tried to spin it similar to Saban's loss to Louisiana Monroe, and it's just not even close to the same level. And I realize Vanderbilt is a better team than that Louisiana Monroe team, but this Alabama team
Is way better.
So the gap between Louisiana Monroe and Vanderbilt can't even be seen on the graph of the gap of the differences in those two Alabama teams.
Yeah.
Can't. It's not possible.
So you taking Alabama to cover?
Probably. Nick I think Nick Saban ran practice this week.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay.
Get right game.
Yeah, Missouri has a great chance to bounce back against a really tough opponent. Continue their really. I mean, that schedule's just going to eat them alive. They've got UMass on the road. So I think they'll be challenged this week for sure.
Got Clemson, Wake Forest.
I think we have to take Oklahoma this week.
Deuce said there's no shot I'm taking Oklahoma. Their best wide receivers out.
But
No.
but it's just that anytime Texas is really good, Oklahoma wins. And it's almost
Is
not-
Ewers starting?
I don't know. I'd almost take Oklahoma more if a guy that's been injured for 3 weeks now is starting. I don't think it's the same way if Oklahoma's good, Texas wins. But, I mean, I think that happens, but not as often as when Texas is back, Oklahoma wins.
I just think with a freshman quarterback, I just don't think that's. I know they keep saying like, "Oh, he's going to be good." I mean, he did not look good that last football game.
But do you feel good about a guy that's been injured for 3 weeks going against that defensive line?
No, but they can just go with Arch Manning, who's.
Oh, you're talking about the other freshman quarterback. I apologize.
Yes. I'm talking about Oklahoma.
Arch is a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
True freshman. 5-star. Sorry, I kind of forgot that game was this week. Chase was right. It not being noon does hurt. I don't know what should I bet on this week. I did do better just throwing in bets on Thursday. Hit me with it.
LSU win. Wait, what else did I take? I took LSU.
took
Oregon
Oregon.
over Ohio State
Okay.
and Colorado over Kansas State. All late games. Parlayed had a free $50 bet. Payouts $550.
Jesus.
After we beat Florida, we're going out and drinks are on me, boys. Well, actually, the Colorado game's not over until late, so unless we go out really late, cannot buy drinks.
Yeah, can we punt that to like Sunday or something? And
That's
I'm
fine.
in because
Yeah.
I'm probably going to bed immediately after that game.
That's fine. Yeah,
The Florida
we'll
game.
Sunday, right after church. Ruby Tuesday, South Knoxville,
Yes.
baby.
Oh, yeah.
Salad bar
Can I
and
get the
brews.
salad bar?
Yeah, of course. You got to.
I'm in.
Extra croutons.
I'm in. I haven't been to Ruby Tuesdays in a long time. I didn't get to go to the airport one because it was packed and I had to catch a flight. That's my normal. That's the last time I've been to Ruby Tuesdays was in the airport. I would like to go just because I didn't get to go last time.
I talk a lot of trash about Ruby Tuesdays. Like, I can't believe that one stays open. But every time I go,
It kind of hits.
the salad bar, which everybody's like, oh, the salad bar's so gross. It
Sure.
slaps every single
It's
time.
kind of like Shoney's. It's gross,
but it's
but
good.
like you're gonna eat.
Oh,
it.
yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that's no knock on Shoney's, but when you get a bunch of, it's like, yeah, what, too many cooks in the kitchen? It's like, there's too many people serving food here.
My favorite thing at Shoney's is when you hit it at the right time, where you can start out with breakfast
Oh, yeah.
and then finish off
Oh,
with
yeah.
a little lunch.
Dog, if I'm not eating cinnamon toast, or cinnamon toast, why am I blanking on it? French toast.
French toast, yeah.
French toast sticks, and then 30 minutes later eating chicken tenders, just green beans, count me out. I'm not in.
I'm a big fried okra guy.
You know,
Anyone's got fried okra.
This
I'm
week,
in.
we've talked about pregame and a tailgate at Shoney's.
Not a bad idea.
Well, this week, 7 p.m. kick.
And we have indoor bathrooms.
I like where
Solid,
this is
because
going.
Shoney's hits.
We have
When it
indoor
hits-
bathrooms anyway.
Yeah, but
No,
you got
that's
to
what I'm talking
walk.
about.
Oh.
Like Shoney's, it works out good.
Oh,
I'm not eating
okay.
Shoney's and then
going
having
to a
to
porta
rip
potty.
a porta potty all day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
that's-
shot.
That's
It's a
true.
good call.
But yeah, it just feels weird to go into the church drinking.
I mean,
but-
we can go there early.
No, we have to hit the lunch to breakfast.
yeah, we got to hit it at like
What's that, like 10:30, 10? We can
Yeah,
walk
probably.
to Shoney's.
we could.
You said you weren't coming till noon.
now
I
he's
said at
in.
the first
Now
off.
he's in.
First off, I said that at the latest.
Okay.
My goal.
I know what the latest means to you.
I said my goal was 10 or 11, 10 to 11.
Okay.
But I don't know what the morning's going to bring me. I do have to get my oil changed where she needs it.
Where are you going?
Oh, dude, the 10-minute one. I think they open at 8.
Dude, I went to the 10-minute one for the first time a couple weeks ago. Unreal.
I think I got hit on one time
Like-
there. They gave me a free oil change
Guy?
and a free light
Or
and
girl-
a free
girl
backlight.
mechanic?
Oh, it was a guy.
Oh, sweet.
Well, it's a
Even
guy.
better.
So.
I mean, listen, I will get. There's not a lot I'd do for a free oil change, like $60, but I'll get flirted with for a free oil
No,
change.
that's fair.
I might even flirt back a
How
little
about
bit.
50 million?
Bingo.
No diddy.
How did we get there?
I don't know.
I love it. Good tangent. Yeah, there's just nothing crazy. I do want to see. I don't want to see it necessarily because it wouldn't make me happy. But if Vanderbilt beat Kentucky at home,
That'd be
wouldn't
funny.
you? Wouldn't you smirk a little bit?
Yeah.
13.5 dogs. But like it's destined.
It's a trap game.
It is destined for Vanderbilt to somehow get blown out by a team that can't score.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I stayed away from that one. Another game that I would like to bet on just because I would love to bet the under in this game just because it's Wisconsin Rutgers and Piscataway. But I don't know. I don't know which way to go there.
Which game did you say?
Rutgers, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm just like I don't even want to bet on that game.
Yeah,
I don't. I don't
looked
want to
at
touch
it,
it.
but I was like,
I just want
I
to.
have no
I
idea.
want to bet the under just to cheer on. Like, I mean, I know it's going to be an ugly football game, so just like it ends 3-0. It's no sweat that the under hits. That would be awesome.
I never bet the under, but I did bet the under in the Alabama and Georgia game, and it was done in about 10 minutes. So I'm strictly an overman now.
I remember he was like, "Man, I hope they don't make this extra point." It was like 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
I think though at that point, to be fair, you're looking at that Georgia offense like they might not score any. So I think like that's in play. That's in play. Which it kind of blows my mind. I was looking at the Georgia Mississippi State line. Do you have it in front of you? If not, do you know what it? Don't look at it. Do you
Okay.
know what it is offhand?
I'm going to say it's 23.5.
Okay, but you're close, but not really.
Really?
It's more
Yeah.
than that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it pecking 30?
34
Holy cow.
in a Georgia team that they scored 34 when they looked like by far the best team in college football in week 1.
Yeah.
And then after that, 48 against Tennessee Tech, 13 against Kentucky, 41 against Alabama. That needs to get memorized for everyone that's, Alabama should. I don't know why they're not good. They have all the talent in the world. Sorry, they're good. That's not the way to say it. I don't know why they struggle, but Georgia scored 34. Georgia came back down 20. They were down 28-0 at one point. Scored 34. 28 of that, or 27 of that. Sorry, 28 of that was in the second half. And then they do score 31 on Auburn, who is just literally limping by. So they would have to win 34-0 to cover. Is my thought.
Here's, can I spin it a little bit?
Yeah.
This
Spend
Florida
all you
team did score 42 points on that same Mississippi State team. Does that change your thought any? I'm just throwing it out there.
want. They win 42-7 then.
Yeah.
I just don't see Mississippi State scoring on this. I feel like you almost take Mississippi State to cover just because like the odds seem in your favor.
Yeah. Like they might just somehow fall into a touchdown.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they'd have to fall into 2 touchdowns,
Okay.
which I think could be possible on this Georgia team.
Yeah, Jeff Levy.
Auburn
grow
fell,
a pair.
Auburn fell into 13 points. I honestly don't know how it happened. I don't care.
Yeah.
Was it touchdown, 2 field goals? Or was it 2 touchdowns? Okay.
I don't know.
I am very excited to see more grown men than you have ever seen in your life in full pads, blacked out, barking at people. That fires me up. Nothing gets a grown Southern man more fired up than his football coach calling him out.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys are going to be geared and ready to go. They'll be over under 10 people over the age of 50 arrested in Athens this week, men.
Oh. That's a lot of men.
I'm taking the over.
Let's hear your best bark.
I can't.
You got one, dude?
I got a howl for you.
When Georgia came to town last year, I barked at everybody that walked in the stadium. Everybody in red, I barked. And Brody's soon-to-be in-laws were with us from New Jersey, and they were probably like, "This dude is crazy."
I think that's a fair judgment to make.
But I didn't care.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're okay.
I mean, it was after tailgating all day. The brews were flowing, and the bark started going.
Yeah. Brews and barks, baby.
Better than Woo Pig.
I got a good howl. We used to howl every time Ethan Wolf would score touchdowns. I've got a good howl for you. Yeah. We'll save it.
Okay.
We need another wolf. We had 2 wolves. We need a third. Get on it, Ethan. Or Eli. Whoever wants to do it.
Yeah, I was trying to think, do we have anything close? We don't, do we?
No. I mean, we got Smokey.
We got a
up there.
slaughter. We
Howls.
could just, like, scream like you're dying, I guess. Like
How
a
would
scary
that sound?
baby. You don't want to hear that,
I
bud.
kind of do.
You should. I heard it plenty last weekend when I was trying to sleep. It was weird. Week 7 of college football. Anything else you want to hit on before I gotta call myself out?
Okay. I have Penn State, USC. Do we want to talk about that at all? 3.5. It is in LA. 3.5.
Yeah,
Penn
but
State. We going Penn State?
yeah, but Penn State's got to drive to Harrisburg and fly out because their runway is not long enough, and they just got a lot to overcome.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably take that.
Okay. Let's see if there's any other decent games. Not looking like it at all.
Pitt is a 3-point favorite versus Cal.
Cal I mean, they have broken spirits. There's no way they cover.
Is Pitt underrated?
I feel like they always are they not?
I think so, except for those like 2 years that Tennessee played them, and everyone kind of.
I love that
Was
they
all
get a
over
new like transfer quarterback every year. They're kind of like Kentucky. They're like, oh, where did he come from? Oh, like they got
Proven only.
Slovis, right? Who else did they get?
There was a guy that played for them in 22. Right? Is that Slovis?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
Slovis. Now Horstein, I think. He was at Alabama. Now he's at Pitt. Thought they got a guy from.
Just pull up their roster. I don't see. Yeah, we can play the game of,
Yeah.
where'd they play?
Yeah, that's a fun game. We should just have a full podcast doing that.
I think I'm going to take Pitt. It is a home game too, so I think we take the 2 Pennsylvania schools, one leaving Pennsylvania, one staying, against the 2 California schools. I think that's the good bet.
Ohio State, Oregon.
Oregon.
Ohio State's 3-point favorite.
hammer.
I'm
It's
not.
in Eugene.
I'm not going to take it. If I did, I'd take Ohio State, but I'm not going to take it because I'm nervous. So I think that lends credit to your point.
I think in these games, I just go with the better team. I think on paper, Ohio State has a better team.
Say it.
Than
Say the
Oregon.
team name again.
Ohio State, Oregon.
You didn't do it. Did you hear how he pronounced it?
It sounded-
Ohio. It sounded like you
weird.
like really wanted to emphasize the O. Ohio. You sounded like you
Ohio.
were an Ohio State
Ohio.
fan. Ohio State fan. You're gonna start saying the Ohio State here soon.
Never. Never. And Dylan Gabriel is just not the quarterback I'm ever going to put money on. So,
Okay. Teaser for you. We'll have to maybe find two others to put with it. Illinois is 21.5-point favorites over Purdue. I think they probably cover that, but that's a lot of points.
tease
Purdue's
it up.
awful. Tease it down. Be
Okay.
safe, but match it up with some other teasers. Get your money's worth. I think you can find a good teaser.
Okay.
Like maybe like BYU -3. Maybe get them into plus territory because I think they win that game.
Oregon State's 4-1 on the year. Nevada's 2-4. Oregon State is a 3-point favorite against Nevada.
Nevada money line.
Okay. I mean,
Oregon State seems terrible. That I really have no.
they're 4-1. I don't know who they've beaten. I don't care.
They played overtime with Colorado State last week.
Okay, never mind. Ole Miss, LSU, and Baton Rouge. Baton
Did you just say
Rouge.
money?
Tigers.
You just said money line LSU,
Straight
right?
money line.
I kind of like that too.
I like it.
Baton Rouge at night?
You kidding me?
You kidding me?
Do they storm if they win? I feel like they storm some random ones.
I don't know. It's kind of hard. Like when you
I
won a
just-
national championship in the last 10 years.
Yeah, but I feel like-
how are you storming?
I feel like they've had a hard season. They deserve it. Let them have it.
they storm because Brian Kelly didn't kill me.
Yeah, exactly. Just make it through.
Syracuse is a 3-point favorite over NC
I
State.
don't think I'm touching it. I just don't trust Syracuse.
Mm.
I can't remember what bet they lost me earlier, and it makes me nervous. I don't like them.
Colorado, Kansas State. Colorado, they want to get back in the top 25. You got to beat Kansas State.
I don't think they care.
Okay. Well, I do think like Colorado, if they really want Travis Hunter to win the Heisman, like he has to be on a decent football team, right?
Sure.
Like they can't go like 6-6 and he won the Heisman.
Sure. I
Gotta
think
win.
he's kind of his high. I don't know what his odds are. It seems to his campaign's quieted down a bit. He is
it's him or Genty.
right, but he just feels like his momentum has slowed. He's the RFK Jr. He's going to drop out any day.
Okay.
Like he can't win. He hasn't quite admitted it yet. He's going to drop any day.
Yeah, you're just not good enough.
Right. I don't want to talk about this bet. I just want to play this game. Where is Stanford playing this week in the ACC?
Do you know?
Yeah.
They're on the road.
They're on the road.
Miami.
Trick question. Not actually an ACC school. They're playing at Notre Dame, but it's an ACC game. So the
nerds.
the Stanford ACC experiment gets weirder this week.
Good for them. I mean, I'm going to pick them to win.
22.5-point dogs.
Nope.
Hey, that's good money.
Shorter plane flight, though. Does that have any effect on them?
I think they're just starting to get used to the cross country, the full cross country one. They're used to
They get-
going.
they're used to,
the
like-
Atlantic. Yeah.
Yeah, they're used to like Eastern time.
Yeah.
Central time.
They're used to.
maybe helps them a little bit.
They're used to connecting in Atlanta, and now they're having to connect in Indianapolis. It's
What
a whole
time is that
mess.
game?
3:30 on NBC.
I want Stanford to play more noon games, Eastern time.
9:30.
Yeah.
Josh Heupel would love that.
Yeah.
I have a few stupidities I want to hit on real quick.
Okay, let's do it.
They're mostly about me.
Oh.
People asking me about how my trip was. Well, I went for a football game that was terrible. So awful. Thank you for asking. Anything good about it? No. Stop asking me. Me on Vandy. Bad take. Not the worst team in college football. Who is the worst team in college football? Let's crown them. We just dethroned Vanderbilt. Who is it?
Well, if it's not Vanderbilt, it has to be Alabama, right?
Good point. Good point. Yep, Alabama. My last one, I don't know if this one is on me for watching it, but the Aaron Hernandez show is getting worse, but simultaneously getting better. I think a lot of people didn't like the Gronk portrayal or the Bill Belichick portrayal, but they're so absurdly Gronk and so absurdly Bill Belichick that I actually think it's great. I love it. Have you seen the Gronk scene yet?
Yeah.
When he first meets him?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, Gronk getting done dirty. I'm like, that is exactly
That's
how
Gronk.
I think that's how it went.
Yeah.
And then there's a weird Bill Belichick scene where they're at a party that Robert Kraft's throwing, and he's talking to Aaron Hernandez.
Is Diddy there? There's 5-layer burritos.
Your Deshaun Watson was in attendance. Don't
Oh,
Diddy and
no.
Robert Kraft are two different people.
Okay.
But Robert Kraft and Deshaun Watson, they both like massages. They're friends.
Yikes.
But Bill Belichick calls him over. They're sitting on a couch talking, and Bill Belichick just starts like rambling on. He's like thinking of like a formation he could put him in. And Aaron just kind of loses him while Bill goes on this big rant. And then he just gets up. He's like, I got to go. And Bill just leaves. And he's like all football all the time. And he listens to, it's Bon Jovi, I think, before he goes out to practice, which I don't see Bill doing, but maybe do. It's just so absurdly Bill Belichick that I think it's entertaining.
Okay.
But also, the show sucks. So
Yeah.
I think I'm done for watching it.
I feel that.
But I'm going to keep watching
I
it.
watched like the first episode. I was like, I'm.
It's so bad. It's good.
Yeah. It's kind of like Outer Banks. I'm going to watch that too.
Yeah. And you can't watch it. There's plenty of docs on Aaron Hernandez if you want to get the true story.
Right.
Don't expect truth out of it. Just enjoy it. Tim Tebow's character, you don't get much of him, but he rocks.
I love the Gronk. That made me want to go watch it
Yeah.
just for Gronk.
Yeah. You should.
My one stupidity is Sideline Sports Network Alabama says, it was Vanderbilt, but at least we didn't get upset on Dino Nugget Field brought to you by Walmart. Literally trying to spin a loss to Vanderbilt is crazy.
Help me out.
Crazy.
Dino Nugget Field? What is that?
I think it has to do with Tyson.
Oh, well, Dino Nuggets rock. That's another thing. That stadium sucks.
Yeah.
They do have good barbecue there. But sound system, blow it up at this point.
Yeah,
I didn't think there could be a sound system worse than Neyland's. It's theirs.
That might be besides Vanderbilt, but Vanderbilt's more like a home game for us. That's the worst atmosphere I've been to.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, any more stupidities before we get out of here?
No. I could. Oh, not a stupidity. I meant to talk about this earlier. Did y'all see Western Kentucky's helmets this week?
Oh, yeah, it's sick.
Okay, I didn't know.
The Blob.
I didn't see him.
Oh, I want to show them to you. I think they're sick.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Guys, thank y'all for listening. Go Vols. Big week this week against arch rival, the Florida Gators. Check your kneeling. Check your spot. Check your seat. See what you're wearing. Besides Caleb, we know what he's wearing. We'll see y'all next Thursday.
And Deuce. We know what Deuce is wearing.
Oh, yeah, we do know what Deuce is wearing. Yeah, hopefully you're in orange.
Actually, I think
or
I am
pink,
in
whatever
orange,
that
but-
section that is. Faded.
Salmon.
Yeah. Guys, thank y'all again. Come to the tailgate. We're bringing the boat in.